So I finished my painted background and I'm going to set that off to the side to continue drawing. What I will do next is I will actually work on my rabbit. So here I have a dark piece of paper, so I have a black piece of paper, and I'm going to use something that will work on top of this. If I use regular crayons or colored pencils, that's not really going to show up. I'm not going to be able to see it. So what I'm going to work on using is I'm actually going to use these things called oil pastels or oil crayons. So these are oil based. If I take it and I make a mark on my hand, it actually puts a mark on there. I'm not showing you that because I want you to draw on yourself, but I'm showing you that to show it shows the effect. It's almost like paint. It goes on top of another color, like the color of my skin, and it covers it up. So that would actually show up on the background there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the shape of my rabbit's head. So I'm going to do kind of an organic looking oval with it. And then it's kind of like he's smiling, taking his yearbook photo. So I'm going to show his shoulders here. So there's his body. We can't see the whole thing, but we can see his head. We can see his shoulders. And then I'm going to go ahead and do his ears. So I'm going to have one going over this way. And then I want to have one. I want it to look like his ears flopping over. So I'm going to bring this one over. Bring it this way, but then I should see the other side sort of sticking out. So there. And then I'm going to think about some other features I'm going to put on here. So I want to make sure I'm using colors that show up. So I'm going to use brown, I think. And this looks like it's a light enough brown that it'll show up. And I'm going to bring lines down here to where his nose would be. But then I think I'm going to switch colors for the nose. So I'm going to draw a shape, almost a triangle, but it's a little more curved than a triangle, so I don't know that I want to call it a triangle. And then, since this does work like paint, I can actually go ahead and color that in. That will cover up the black behind it, and the lightness of the blue really shows up really well against that black, so it really contrasts with it. I'm going to think about, maybe I'm going to use some more white to do his eyes. So I'm going to do his eye here, and then here. I'm going to make that white part a little thicker. Then I'm going to go inside there, I think, with that green. And then maybe some pink would look kind of cool. So coming down here for the mouth. And then where else can I use some of that pink? So maybe inside of his ear here. And then I'm going to fill that in. So instead of just a line, I have a shape. The same thing over here, but because his ear is folded over like that, I can see the pink part here. And then maybe on his body, maybe his tummy here is a different color. So now we want to think about, well, we're going to add him to our painted background. So I'm going to get ready to do that next.